First responders are called to a crash in Perry County. Only when they get to the scene, no one's to be found. Police in Pike County investigate an alleged assault that ends in a woman's death. And 2 suspects were killed in an officer-involved shooting near Louisville.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6:31 on Tuesday, February 12th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for watching Mountain News This Morning. If you're getting ready to head out the door, take your kids to the bus stop, put a rain jacket on them, give them an umbrella and put their rain boots on because you're going to need them practically all day long. Let's bring Brandon in as he gives you some good news. Temperatures are acceptable today. They'll be 60s or so. Right. But on the back end of this, Brandon, it's bringing a cold front with it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're going to drop quickly, especially as we head into the nighttime hours behind that front. But enjoy the first half of the day. We'll get to our daytime high early. Let's take a look at the camera network this morning. And again, we're 2 days from the day of love, but you're not going to love this forecast. University of Virginia at Wise, things fairly foggy and cloudy and dreary over that way this morning, but it's been dry for the last little bit. Same thing outside the WYMT studios here in Hazard this morning. But the rain cometh. It's out to the west, and it's going to move in our area here in the next probably hour or so, especially out toward the Lake Cumberland area. So be ready for that. Temperatures are close to 60 out in Monticello this morning, mid to upper 50s across parts of Lake Cumberland, I-75, and even into the Cumberland Valley there, and even all the way up into the Big Sandy Kentucky River. Ashland, the only spot still in the 40s this morning, there at 47. I'll have the rest of your forecast coming up here in just a few minutes.
All righty, Brendan, thank you. Well, it's a head scratcher for first responders in Perry County. They were called to a crash in the Beeland community yesterday afternoon. When they got there, they found a vehicle flipped in a ditch on State Route 476. The issue? No one was in or around the SUV. Police had to run the tags to find the vehicle's owner. Well, now the search is on now for answers into a Pike County woman's death. The investigators there found her Saturday outside her home in Johns Creek. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher talked to Michelle Smith's childhood friends.
A mother, daughter, and childhood friend. Saturday morning, Kentucky State Police found 44-year-old Michelle Smith dead in her driveway.
This started maybe in the house, led outside, and at some point a vehicle may have been used in this situation.
Now all her friends and family have left are memories.
I had known Scotty and Michelle literally since we were babies.
Denise Gooseland says she grew up with Smith.
We got into trouble as children running in the creek beds and typical childhood sassy girl stuff.
Her shock turned into a numbing feeling as more details surfaced.
How could someone do this to a child that's only 7 years old? Now no longer has her mother.
Kentucky State Police Trooper William Petrie says this type of case is mentally hard to investigate.
Well, it always would hit home, especially for the troopers and detectives that have children of their own. They know that those are the ones that pay the biggest price.
Another childhood friend, Heather Ellis, says it came as a surprise to find out a robbery might have played a role.
Because she was so trusting and so giving and so kind to people.
As they all wait for answers into what happened and pray for justice.
She didn't have to lose her life.
In Pike County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, if you have any information at all about the death investigation, you are asked to call Kentucky State Police Post 9 at 606-433-7711. Meanwhile, a body was found in a building on the Kentucky-Tennessee border in Whitley County. Kentucky State Police say close to noon on Monday, they got a call about a body found in a building in southern Whitley County. Police did confirm there was a man found dead inside who they think died sometime on Sunday afternoon. We are waiting for Kentucky State Police to officially release the name and cause of death.
It's very early stages of the investigation, but hopefully we'll have more information in upcoming hours.
Now, as always, we will keep you updated as we get more information on the case. 2 people are dead following an officer-involved shooting near Louisville. A police chase ended with shots fired on I-71 in Oldham County last night. 2 suspects were reportedly killed.
Thankfully, and I'm happy to report, we have no law enforcement that was either injured, and so that's the good news tonight. But we do have 2 deceased, and currently, as you can see behind me, it's an active crime scene.
We are told the chase began in Gallatin County. No word on what led to the gunfire. Meanwhile, police arrested a Letcher County man they say ended up on a hidden camera stealing a propane tank. Here's the video. The homeowner allowed us to show it to you. Police charged Brett McCowan with second-degree burglary and 1 count of theft by unlawful taking. Deputies say when they caught up to McCowan, they found the tank and returned it to the owner. Well, the trial against a University of Kentucky student charged with making faith threats will not start for months. A federal judge moved the case against Haley Duvall back to May 14th. The trial was expected to begin today. Her lawyer urged they needed more time to prepare for the trial. Duvall faces 15 federal counts for making social media threats. Last year, she was arrested after police say she used Snapchat to make threats against UK's campus. Well, lawmakers in Frankfort gathered to honor a Louisville Metro police detective killed in a crash on Christmas Eve.
Let us stand in a moment of silence for this fallen family member, friend, colleague, and hero.
The House passed a resolution to adjourn Monday in honor of Deidre Dee Mengadote. Her family wiped away tears in the chamber as several tributes were given.
I didn't know Dee Dee, but from what I know now, she's an inspirational role model, she's a compassionate officer, and a wonderful mom. And I ask you to, again, recognize this family for the sacrifice they've made.
Detective Mengadote died when her cruiser was hit during a traffic stop. Police say the man charged in her murder admitted to taking several prescription pills before getting behind the wheel. Ankle sprains, bad knees, and back pain all come with the territory for athletes. And when ice, heat, or stretching don't do the trick, some turn to pain pills. Now, as the opioid crisis shows little sign of slowing down, some are finding alternatives to medication to treat the pain. Miranda Combs looks at one way some athletes are getting back in the game.
Studies show 75% of people addicted to drugs got their start off a legit doctor's prescription. So this?
No, but when I do this, so you're shortening up that muscle.
To many?
That's worse, right?
Is a relief.
There's a muscle that's underneath his shoulder blade that's restricting his throwing motion. So what I'm looking for now is just a little bit of joint play.
We don't use drugs. Right, we don't practice medicine, nor do we want to.
Dr. Paul Ragusa is a chiropractor in Mercer County, part of the only chiropractic practice in the area.
Typically, we're seen as a back doctor, but really we're any joint.
A while back, he noticed a number that bothered him. Only 3% of kids see a chiropractor.
And so here was a number, 3%, that should not be 3%. It's a bunch of crap. It needs to be higher. It should be much higher because we don't use drugs and we have this drug problem. Like, why aren't you seeing a chiropractor? If you got a spine, you should have a chiropractor.
He took his concern to Mercer County High School and made them a deal.
Anybody who's on the varsity roster gets free chiropractic care. This way we can lower the barrier. This way kids can find out what chiropractic is and we can make a big difference.
He'll rate you 1 to 10 and that kind of dictates on, do I need to see you once a week? Do I need to see you twice a week?
Coach Terry Yeast has been at Mercer County a while. He's seen the drug epidemic start to level off, but he's still skittish about what can happen when young athletes are given painkillers.
Now we don't have to talk about that at all. I mean, there's no issues with anybody having to take any medication. It's just, let's get a treatment.
By giving them that another route to seek out for health care, now they can come in here, we're not going to use pain pills, and we can get them out of discomfort and issues.
I never ever would have thought of that this would be something that could be such a huge benefit. But I can tell you I had 4 kids last year that were all state champions and they were all getting chiropractic care.
It's just a relief on that muscle or whatever area they're working on.
Cameron is a senior at Mercer County High School. His back was messed up from years of baseball.
I always have tried my hardest to stay away from pills. And with the promotion of the chiropractor with our school and people knowing about this, it's a different way that we can solve our problems.
So you got hit with it today?
Yeah.
Because just as this new generation is being educated about drug use, they in turn are being educated about different ways to handle pain. In Mercer County, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Now, chiropractors go through a 4-year program after they get their bachelor's degree. They are not licensed to prescribe narcotics. Well, let's head on over to Brandon at the weather wall at 640 and see what the rain is up to on yet another soggy day in the mountains.
Yes, unfortunately, we're going to continue to track that for hopefully just one more day until closer to the end of the week. More on that here in a few minutes. But again, you can see a brief break this morning, maybe giving some folks time to get out the door. But as we zoom out here, you can see a lot more rain starting to move into parts of southern Kentucky, and that's going to continue as we head through the daytime hours today. Temperatures, that's the good part. It's fairly mild this morning, close to 60 in a lot of locations and warming up quickly, but your day planner shows that we'll get to 60 early and then temperatures will fall as the cold front comes through. Will?
All righty, well, we will have stories trending on WYMT.com next. Thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. And just in time for Valentine's Day, a Texas florist brings everlasting flowers to the U.S.